What's going on, guys? It is Sasquatch Gaming here, and welcome back to another video. Today, instead of playing Hunter Call the Wild, I'm playing Farming Simulator 25. And this is going to be a little series I kind of want to get started. This is starting from pretty much nothing, and I want to try to build a little multi-million-dollar farming empire. I am on, as you can see, a pretty bare bones map. We have nothing but a small field, a little bit of just basic machinery just to be able to actually farm the field, a little house here, and $700 in the bank. So without further ado, I'd say let's get started. Let's get into our combine here, our harvester. And also in this series, this is going to be no workers. So we're going to do all of the work ourselves. And let's harvest first bit of the field. Well, we are coming up on our first bit of a full harvester here. Gonna have to go grab our tractor here in a second and dump all this rye out. But as I said, before, this is gonna be a little series that no workers allowed. We're gonna have to do everything by ourselves, by hand. I think it'll be a fun little challenge, just trying to get all this out here and try to just kind of farm it all up and build something kind of cool out of it. But let's finish off this harvester and then go and grab our trailer. Drew a blank there for a second. Oh. And where is pipe out? Gonna leave that running for a second. I'll run over here and go grab our little tractor. And for equipment wise, we have pretty much just the base, kind of the cheapest equipment you can get. Like, it's pretty, we're kind of starting pretty bare bones. It's just kind of the basic stuff you need to get this whole thing going. Back it up to the trailer and head on over to our harvester. And probably gonna have to end up selling a little bit of this rye so that way we can afford a baler, and then we can kind of bale up all this into a couple bales of hay, and then we'll be able to make a little bit of extra money on the side to afford seeds, because right now we don't even have seeds. That's how broke we are. Make sure we're driving under this. There we go. Oh, this sucker fills up quick, don't it? Got to make a couple trips over to our silo. But yeah, just gonna keep repeating the process and just kind of keep farming out this field. Alright, well, we should just have a little bit left of the combine left. Just probably about half a trailer load left to take back to the silo over there, and then we can finish off this field and kind of get to making the money. I think there's 700 or 800 liters left in here. Yeah. Perfect. Take this over to our little silo over here, drop her off, and then get back to harvesting. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably just harvest, collect a couple bales of hay out of it, and then kind of keep the field the same for the next harvest, and then after the next harvest probably make another field, because we don't even have a plow right now. We just have a little cultivator. to get started. So, drop off the tractor right here, turn it off, and get back to going on this. Alrighty, this should be the last pass I have to make on this whole strip. Might have to do a little wraparound for that ending bit. But another probably about 60% full on this harvester deal. So overall, not a bad little harvest here for the first one. Just turn this sucker around. And there we go. Now we can pipe out, grab our trailer, and head over there and just kind of collect up the rest of this. Should only be just a couple trailer loads, I think 3. Yeah, it'd be about 3 trailer loads and we'll be set. Then we can kind of check prices and see what to do from then on. Because I would like to bail this up, but at the same time, I feel like we're going to need a lot to bail it up because we're going to need a baler and a new trailer. Maybe if we can make enough off selling a little bit of this rye. Oh, crap. Hit a little bump. And boom. Go and finish this up and then see where to go from there. Alright, dump just this last itty bitty bit into there. And then go ahead and drop our trailer, turn that off, and pipe in. Let's go ahead and grab our harvester. And put her up because we ain't gonna be using this sucker here for a little bit now. And then I'll show you guys the grand total of rye we got from the field. And I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go buy a new trailer and a baler. And then we're gonna turn all that stuff into bales and then go sell all the bales. So we were able to get 8,843 liters of rye. And right now, rye is selling for, I believe, roughly about 300. So I think if we make a couple trips, where is rye? There we go, 314. So I think the plan is to go make a couple trips because there's different balers in here. Like, we could just buy this hand baler because, I mean, it's gonna be just the same as if we buy like this. This is just gonna make it a lot faster and a lot simpler. But we also need a new trailer. So trailer wise, trailer's only gonna cost 4,200 for bale trailer. Alright, so we're gonna need probably 10-15,000 from a couple trips. So I think that's the plan, is to make a couple trips with this sucker here down to the sale yard and just get a little bit of money built up to where we can actually do that, because we also need to buy some seeds still. And once we buy seeds, we can plant, but we have to get rid of the other stuff we have. So, gonna make my way down to the shops and let you guys know how much it sells for per load. Alright guys, we have arrived at the shops here. So, I'm not sure which place we sell at right here. If it's right here or not. See, so what? Where am I at right now? If I can tag place. Okay, yeah. I'm a little slow. Let's see here. And let's sell this little bit of rye and see how much we get. Ooh, 500 bucks a load. Money is gonna be a little tight. Well, looks like we're probably gonna be doing bales of hay by hand, guys. Just because we can't really afford anything at the moment. But I'm gonna continue making a couple trips. I'll catch back up with you guys whenever we get to the end of our trips and find out our total money after our first harvest. Alright, we're pulling up to the shop for the last time here, and this will give us our grand total from the harvest. We started out with $700 and gonna have probably about 3,500, so a little bit just shy of 3,000 for a total harvest. So I mean, it's okay numbers. It's we got a long road ahead of us. It's gonna be a long journey, but I need to get this equipment back, and we need to buy a baler. So like, there's all these trailers and stuff that ain't gonna be able to afford those for a long time. Miscellaneous, you got a bumper. Alright, so squeal balers. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is buying this little hand baler here, and then it'll be able to kind of collect up the hay and roll it into the bales there, because I feel like that's gonna be a little bit funner than this one. So I am gonna end up buying that, and I'm going to drive this tractor back down, and I will come back and pick up that little baler, and I'll catch back up with you guys whenever I get that sucker back to the farm and start kind of making all that straw into some straw bales. The camera is a little buggy, but we have just made it to our area now, and now I just have to figure out how to work this deal. Alright, just unfold the baler, and yeah, so we're gonna be baling up all this that I can, make as many bales as I can, and then we'll just go and sell the bales. And after I get the field all baled up, I will kind of show you guys the finished product and how many bales we have, and then start taking them to the sale yard. Alright, getting ready to make the last little pass here on the little hand baler we got here. As you can see, I mean, we got a good amount of hay bales here, you know. Hopefully we can make up to about 8 grand, because I wasn't thinking about it. We are going to need a plow, but we do have like a little cultivator, or I think it might be a cultivator. We have a little deal that we can sell, and if we sell it, we will be able to get, I think, like 1,000 off it. So I think if we can make like 4,000 off this stuff, we'll be good, because all we need left to do is just buy a plow and buy seeds. So With that being said, I'm going to come set this sucker right over here. And we were able to make 44 bales. But I forget that we automatically get a little pickup truck to start with. And this sucker is a heck of a lot faster than that little tractor. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a bunch, kind of crap ton of laps. Just throw some hay in here, strap it down, then take it to the sell yard. And I will let you guys know how much each bale's selling for and when we get done. Alright guys, well we have the first set of hay down and our straw, and it's actually up a little bit. Prices are 102 instead of 70, so prices actually went up. So, and we were able on this one load to get 8,400 liters, so hopefully, 100 be a little, maybe pretty close to $1,000 on this load. If it was about that, it would be awesome. I'm not sure how it calculates, if it's I haven't really played. Oh shoot, that's a fence. Haven't really played this enough to know exactly how prices and all that work out. But we got to drop this all off here. Seems like right here is. I'm not sure exactly how we sell, if we just no? Well, whenever I figure out how to sell stuff, I will let you guys know. Well guys, it turns out I am just a little slow. As you can see, seems like bales are selling for about 102 per bale. So we just kind of bring them over here. And then can honestly probably just, yep. Yeah, so sweet. We are making a little bit of cash. I'd say that little investment on that little $200 hand baler, although it takes a lot of time, was worth it. Because we're able to load a bunch of bales on this sucker. I wonder if now that I just have the tension straps undone, if I can just drive here. There we go. Alright. I am indeed a little slow. But 4,600 after the first load, and I will come back to you guys whenever we are on the last load and find out our grand total of money. We've just loaded up the last little bit of hay that we have, straw, and we're going to take it to the yard to sell up here. And then that should be our grand total that we got from our very first harvest. Hopefully it's 8,000, so that way I can just go ahead and buy the plow. And then all I gotta do is just drive the tractor over there, go plow, and then if I can get the plow, I'm just gonna extend the field a little bit while I can. So, moment of truth. Oh, $80 short. So, I am gonna have to do what I figured, which is gonna have to go to the shop, or no, yeah, in here, vehicles, and this little cultivator I have, we're gonna have to sell it. So I'll have $8,800, and we will be able to buy our little plow for 8,000 on the nose. It's actually a pretty big plow, but now we will have that for 8,000 on the nose. And I'm gonna go ahead and drive the pickup truck back to the farm. If I don't run into fences the whole time, I'm gonna drive the pickup truck back to the farm, and then on the Gonna take our little tractor, come pick up the plow, and then get to plowing the field. And then after we plow it, buy some seeds, plant it, and we'll be set for the getting ready for the second harvest. Alrighty guys, we've gotten our plow back here, and so the plan is we're gonna plow out this field, and then after we get this whole thing plowed out, I think I'm just gonna expand it out this way some, and then after we expand it, going to go ahead and go buy some seeds, and then we will plant our field. And I was kind of looking through crops. I'm thinking I might plant canola, I believe. Yeah, I'm thinking canola because it sells for a lot more than wheat or anything else, by like almost triple the price. So I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do, is just go ahead and canola out the field, and then once we kind of get that going, we will kind of be set up for the future of our farming empire. Oof. Old tractor's struggling through some of these, but yeah, I'll come back to you guys whenever we are done plowing this field, and then starting on the expansion of our field. Alright guys, I have just gotten this field all plowed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, because this tractor is not strong enough to go up this little hill. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to make a couple passes to make the field a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. And then after we get done with that, I will go and buy a bag of seeds, and then we can get started on planting our crops here. And allow create fields, lower plow. Beautiful. And then we just cruise on down this way. And I'm going to make a couple passes, probably 4 or 5 passes, make this thing a little bit wider. And then whenever I get done expanding the field, I will come back to you guys, show you guys the finished product, and then go buy some seeds. Alright guys, I'm making the last pass here on the field expansion. As you can see, I probably about doubled the field size here. So going to just kind of finish this line off, make sure it's fairly straight. Probably isn't going to be perfect just because I'm not trying super hard to make it absolutely perfect, but get this done, and then going to grab my seeder and take it back to the shop, go grab some seeds, and then I will come back to you guys whenever I start planting the new field. I just like to make sure those line up perfect, and then fold up the plow. Now we can kind of set this thing out of the way for a while since we're done using it, and then go ahead and grab the seeder. Bring this sucker back around, and I'll jump back to you guys whenever we get our seeds back here and are ready to plant the new field. Alright guys, we have gotten here, so I'm not sure what the ridge marker does, but we have our seeds, we have our canola loaded. So I am going to turn on our seeder, and oh, I forgot to lower it. Lowering it helps. There we go. Alright, let's start from the back here again. There we go. Alright. So now I'm just going to go up and down the field. I'm going to plant our canola. And then I will come back to you guys whenever we get done planting the canola. This poor little tractor is struggling going up. Probably just going to spend a little bit of extra time just going down the whole time with this sucker. Because this guy is struggling to get up this. But yeah, like I said, I'll cut back to you guys whenever we get this first set of canola all done and planted. Alrighty guys, I have just finished up planting the field. Try not to hit my, oops. Try not to hit anything else. This tractor doesn't like to turn with this seat around here. I need to get a bigger tractor. But park this bad boy in the shed. Because we are going to be done with it for a while. And then go ahead and we can leave the tractor in there, I guess. Leave our old tractor in the shed. But with that being said, guys, I think this was a pretty productive day, and I think I'm going to end the first video off right here. If you guys would like to see more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. But without further ado, and with everything being said, I think that this is the start of something great. So I'll catch you guys next time.